Good morning, students. In continuation with the Hydrosere, we will study today the fourth stage, that is the sedge and meadow stage, or it is known as the marginal mat. When the water level lowers just to cover the surface, the reed swamp gradually dwindles and the species of cypress and gramineaceae and other invade. Prominent among these are carex, cypress, juncus, Iliocaris, etc. These narrow belt of vascular plant or mosses originate in the moist soil at the edge of a water expands towards the pond center at the relative rapid rate. These form sword-like mat of vegetation with their tough tangled rhizomes and copious root. These plants, in association with the other plant, example mint, marsh marigold, etc., bind the water carried and the wind-borne soil and accumulate plant debris. The peat accumulating mat may be of anchored type, usually dominated by carex, and floating type dominated by carex, Mariscus, Phragmites, Sagittaria, Sphagnum, or Typha. Of all these four stages, this stage is the major contributor to sedimentation. On the shoreward side, the older edge of the mat becomes thicker and firmer with age. It builds up substratum above the water table. Meanwhile, they transfer huge quantities of water. This makes the soil too dry for the water-loving plant hydrophytes to survive. These plants of the sedge meadow stage therefore gradually disappear and make way for a mesophytic vegetation depending upon the nature of the climate. Subsequent communities are sharply different in their floristic, making a distinction between fen and bog. Up to the end of the sedge meadow stage, the climate of the region has no control over the succession because the water content of the soil is high, irrespective of the rainfall and the climate of the region. At the end of this stage, the soil becomes dry and its water content will henceforth be dependent upon the rainfall and the climate of the region. The plant which succeed the sedge meadow stage are therefore controlled by the climate to a very large extent. In dry climate, the next stage may be the grassland or some other xeric climates, but in more moist climate, it is a woodland. Woodland stage. The soil is dry for the most part in the year except in the spring and the early summer. The pioneer of the woodland stage are the invader from the neighboring terrestrial plant. They can tolerate waterlogged condition. Certain species of shrubs and trees make their appearance. Some of the example of shrubs and salix, Cephalanthus, Cornus, etc., while those of the woody plant are the elm, Almus, Populus, etc. Some of the shade-tolerant herbs also grow among the trees and shrubs. In the woodland stage, large amount of humus, bacteria, fungi and other organisms accumulates in the soil. All these favor the entry of many other trees in the vegetation, leading to the climax stage. Sixth is the climax forest. A variety of trees invade the woodland community which soon develops into the climax community. The nature of climax is dependent upon the climate of the region. In the tropical region where the rainfall is high, dense rainforests develop, and in the temperate region, mixed forests of quercus, hickoria, almus, etc. or the conifer forest are formed. In the region of moderate rainfall, the climate stage consists of the deciduous forest or the monsoon forest. In all these cases, because of the shade, the intolerant species, especially the pioneer, do not survive further. Thank you.